Clint, you come to William Jewell College. Has it been a big lifestyle adjustment, first of all, and second of all, basketball adjustment? What have been the changes for you?
I'd say it's definitely been an adjustment. I mean, it's always different going from home where, you get your own laundry done and you get meals made for you, and then you go off to college and you're kind of taking care of yourself. It's always a big adjustment. But, that's just part of the responsibility growing up and becoming more of an adult. So that's been great. And as far as basketball goes, yeah, it's definitely been an adjustment, going from being like the guy on a high school team and coming in and being more of a role player on a college team, It's definitely an adjustment, but, it's been really good for me.
Scouting report, based on what I've observed and what the coaches have told me, is that you're a high-energy guy who's really, really, really competitive, especially in practice. Is that accurate?
I'd say that's pretty accurate, and I mean, when you get limited minutes, that's what you got to do. You got to come in and just try to be that spark off the bench, give your team everything you got, because you don't know how long you'll be in there. So when I get a chance, I just come in there and I give it everything I got. So that's something I try to do, not only with basketball but with life. So yeah, I hope that's what describes me, because that's what I want to be. So.
Physically, big change from high school, I would imagine.
Definitely a big change. All the guys here, you grow them about 2 or 3 more inches. You put about 30, 40 extra pounds on them. We're playing University of Illinois Springfield the other night, and the guy probably weighed a good 240, 250 pounds. So, it's definitely an adjustment. But at the same time, though, it's still it is a lot about heart and a lot about the effort you give, because basketball, yeah, they're bigger, they're stronger, but, that effort still goes a long way.
How about you? How have you changed your game, say, from a year ago at this time?
I'd say it's just, in high school you could almost more, overpower some of the other kids. Now it's more, playing smart and making the smart play. And, it's more, for me from high school, it's more of a team game. It wasn't high school because I had our team was kind of limited. And so I was kind of the guy here. I'm able to be more of a team player, and that's really been a good thing for me, really buying into what the team has to do, and it's really been good for me.
Clint McCullough is our guest here on the HyVee Halftime Report. Tell me about the word smart. You used it a moment ago. You have to be smart to be in school at Jewell, obviously, but also smart on the basketball floor. Do the two go hand in hand?
Not necessarily, because, I've known a lot of smart basketball players that, maybe aren't necessarily smart in school, but at the same time, plus you have to define, what it is to be smart, Sometimes it's just being willing to make the team play, when it comes to basketball. I think that's more of a conscious decision, not necessarily super about IQ. But,
Larry Hawley kind of has a reputation of having some systems that are intricate, and you have to be pretty bright to figure them out. Has the basketball end of it been a challenge?
Well, I'd say if it's been a challenge for anybody, it's been a challenge for me because of how much I've moved around between spots. Because I've had to play 3 and 4, and now I'm playing 5 because Chris is no longer here. So that's definitely been an adjustment because there are a lot of plays in the system, and you got to learn them all. And but coach thinks that I have the brain power to do it, so I believe I can do it. So.
How about life at school? Challenging is, again, the reputation of Jewell. How has schoolwork been for you?
I'd say that the challenge for school isn't necessarily so much the course work or the material. It's more just the discipline, being able to time your schedule accordingly. Because with basketball, it's a pretty heavy load. Like last semester, I took 17 hours, and this semester I'm taking 18 hours. It's just being able to budget your time schedule to where you can most effectively use your time, because it's all about how much time am I willing to put towards this, and the more time you've got to do it, the better off you'll be.
What's your major?
Well, what are my majors? Right now it's still kind of being determined, but currently I'm biochemistry and math, possibly physics also, so maybe a triple major. So I'll be pretty busy here for not only the semester, the next few years. So.
I would guess so. What does that add up to at the end? What do you want to do when you get out of school?
You know, that the problem is I really don't know yet, so I'm just trying to give myself as broad of a base as I can. If I want to follow the medical route like my dad and oldest brother did, I'll be able to do that with the degrees I'll have. But, you know, I love to learn, and so as evidenced by the amount of coursework I'm taking, so it's whatever God has in mind for me, that I'm just going to keep pursuing what I've got currently in front of me and see what happens. So.
Let's talk for a moment as we wrap up about your family. You mentioned your dad and brother. Talk to us about your family a little bit.
Well, I've got 5 siblings. I've got my oldest brother Kirk, next oldest is Carolyn, and then Keith, and then me, and then Connor, who passed away recently, and my youngest brother Clay. So we're a pretty tight-knit group. As a big part of me going to Jewel was I wanted to be near my family because we're so close, and they're always there for me, and I do my best to be there for them whenever I can. I make it back to Clay's games as often as I can. So family's a huge part of my life.
Any extended family around the area? I mean, instead of your immediate family, do you have other relatives around?
Oh yeah, we're especially on my mom's side. My dad grew up in Coffeyville, Kansas, but my mom's side all grew up in North Kansas City, which is just about 15 minutes from Jewel. So I'll often, at a Jewel game, be able to look up and see the faces of my uncles and aunts, and my granddad is always there, sitting up there on the back row watching me, and it's really good to have that moral support there and just be able to see them all the time because I'm really close to my extended family as well. So.
Clint, I know you need to go, and so I'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And we'll be back with more in just a moment.